Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and today I'm just live at work. And I got to tell you something. I was a little bit skeptical of those baby cams because you really need a baby cam, but it's pretty cool. Kiddo's upstairs, and I got a little picture of him right here, and I get to watch it and see him. So if he wakes up, then I run away. That's why. Anyway, to those of you that are joining in, welcome. I'd love to know what brings you here today and who you are and what you're into and that sort of thing. What I'm going to be working on is implementing. I guess this first part is pretty small, and maybe I'll just go through it and then restart the stream with going back to that email stuff. But I just need to tease out some error code handling because this is the basic problem. I was checking all the ways that a verification code could be invalid, and then I was just putting them all under the same umbrella of invalid code. But it turns out there's a couple of problems with this. Just looking at the code itself, because maybe you can discern from other methods, you can discern which is the scenario that's at hand. But the code invalid and its message, which basically says code might be expired, might not be the right code, might have already been used, has a lot of things. It's generically that's appropriate. The code's invalid. But there's two other cases, one of which was already handled, which is that if the code is not the right code, but we want the user to try again, we want to let them know, hey, you should retry. This makes sense. And then the other one is that if the code was already used, we don't want to just throw that in invalid because we want to be able to give the user a message that indicates, hey, you got it right. Good job. You're done. So that instead of seeing an error message, having done the process once, and then coming back and seeing an error message when clicking on the verification link later, that they get, hey, you good job, you did it, it's great. Okay, so with that said, let's see, attempt counter, and there may actually be a bug in here as well. Enhance your comm is an important error message. You can Google that one. But let's see, attempt counter is being used in finalize verification. And I think, let's see, if we finalize, there's two things that we do here. Finalize, and then there's another one. I think it was complete exchange. So exchange, the exchange. Yeah, okay, so verified. You can only verify once, exchange, you can only exchange once. And so I think what we're going to do here is going to copy this same thing, and I'm going to move this bit down here as well. So, all right, that's okay. So I think, oh, bother. And I need to go check this up here too, don't I? Yeah. So, okay, this is where I didn't want to have this be, 6 different ways. So I guess technically, yeah. So even if the code is old, if it's past its expiration, yeah, I guess we could do it this way. There we go. If meta and verified at, and then this code doesn't exist yet, but we'll go create it in a second. So, because this kind of goes on either side. If there is no information about this ID, then it's already invalid. And if the information is that it's not fresh, then it's, meaning it's stale, it's expired, then it is invalid. So it's invalid if there's nothing there at all. It's redeemed if it's been verified, and verification takes higher precedence than expiration. So, and well, I think there's, to a certain extent though, I think to do stale can see status expired cannot. So the problem here is that I don't want a code that was used 6 years ago necessarily somebody to be able to brute force that URL and gain information that the person's email address is valid. Well, I guess they don't know the email address, do they? Oh, and yes? Do you want some help? Okay, I am going to go bring some groceries in real quick. I will be right back. You really went all out there, huh? Problem being a long-legged person, long-footed person, is just bumping into things. Let me tell you. Okay, I got a little message I need to deal with real quick. So, I'll do that, and I'll join back in. Just give me a second here. I'm just checking a message real quick. So I just need to copy something over. Just give me another second here while I deal with this message appropriately. Holy moly. Oops. I hate how there needs to be an option. Copy URL, copy unrolled URL. You know, so when you copy a link from Facebook or Twitter and it shortens it with the ellipses, and then you go to copy it and you paste it and it's 6 pages long with all the tracking information and everything. Okay, there we go. So that looks good. And boom, there we go. And then one more thing I'm going to check really quick. Holy moly. Wow. All right. Let's see, where are we at here? Let me get back on the ball. Okay. All right, one last thing. I don't even know who half these people are. So be it. So be it. All right. Now, yeah, we're talking about this code and how we probably want to have some sort of expiration, stale. So I say is fresh. I say check freshness because something can be stale or can be expired, or it can be different levels of expired. It can be, really bad expired. Consider it as deleted, only keep it for auditing. And then it can be expired as in not usable, but still somewhat usable. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, this is the correct approach right there. But then this is now wrong. And we need to check if meta and meta.verified, or if not, oh wait, except that it's going to be meta.exchanged. There we go. That's the one. So that will be our redeemed. Okay. And I try to write error messages in a way, depending on what it is. I try to write error messages in a way, and this is why I tag this in the hashtags with user experience design, is I try to write them in a way that if the error message is bubbling up to the user, that the end user, that they can get some value out of it, which is where this popped up, because this error message is actually being bubbled all the way up to the end user. But then also, error codes should be good for developers. They should be meaningful. It should be, when you consider the user experience, it should be good for the computer, the code itself. So for example, code redeemed, that's pretty easy for a computer to process, and short, sortable, exact. And then there's the message that should be useful to the user, and then depending on where it is, so I have these developer errors where it's not going to be the user's fault that one of these was missing. The user didn't insert the wrong code or something of that nature. It would be that literally the developer did something wrong. And so I have developer errors and I have user errors, and error codes are important. So there's one other place before I move on from this file and go actually create the code redeem. There's one more place that I need to update this. Let's see, check status. Is this right? I think that's right. Because here, when we're checking the status, we're just looking to see. Oh yeah, and I wanted to. There's some things I want to do here. I probably won't ever end up doing. But we want to be able to say, was this? Is it ready to exchange? Has it been verified? Is it ready to exchange? So there is, and then we want to be able to show the ordered by is actually for the user agent string, or the user agent identifier, so that we can say, yeah, this was from the Chrome on iOS or whatever, right? So that's the dealio there. Okay, I think that I'm good to get out of this file now and go into the errors file. And then, let's see, with this, I need to look at the logs real quick. Do we have any whips in here, or is this all pretty good? Okay. Because I think I'm getting to the point where I want to restructure these commits and get this thing mainlined. I think the only bit that I want to have left in this branch is the refactor move common auth 3000 functions to own file. I don't know if I want to put that in yet. Yeah, okay, so there's the GitHub one. It looks like there's just one commit here. I just need to merge the fix-ups with that. So I could probably move this packaging stuff back one commit and then merge those two together, or rebase them as one, and I could probably just get the bug fixes out of the way. Yeah, so I can squash some of those away. All right, anyway, let's see. So we want to look at Magic Link, and this one I could probably rebase this all the way through the main branch. Actually, we'll see if that works out well. I can probably apply it there and then just pull it through, and then maybe leave the other stuff for another day. Any case, wait, do we have, oh no, we don't want that. We want lib errors. Then we have, okay, we've got code retry. And what are all my things here? So how about code redeemed? And then I need to go figure that one out. All right, returns auth error, code redeemed. There we go. Okay, so this is, let me see what I wrote on Twitter, because I actually put a shorter description on Twitter, and I think it's the right description. So, because sometimes that character limit, because this is too much information. That's part of what was confusing. That's part of what went wrong, that I'm having to make this change. So I'm going to find it here. Already used, expired, tried too many times, or invalid. Okay. That verification code has already been used. You cannot use it again. There we go. And then we need to change this to redeemed. And then here, the verification code. Interesting. Oh, okay, this is the one. No, code, retry it, code invalid. This is the one that we need to fix. So we don't want, it might have been used previously. And let's say it may have expired. So that verification code, yeah, isn't valid. It may have expired, been tried too many times. So what does it say? It may be already used, it may be expired, invalid, or you may have tried too many times. Yeah, that was too confusing. It was too long. That verification. And then we don't. It's not that it's mistyped, because if it's mistyped, it may not exist or be expired, or you may have made too many attempts. Tried an incorrect code too many times. But if it's if it doesn't exist, then they should be getting the retry. If that's the only problem, if it just doesn't exist, they should be getting the retry to try again. So it's not that it doesn't exist, it's that it may be expired, or you may have made incorrect codes. Really, I guess we could just say it's expired, because I think that's really the only possible case here. Invalid. Well, no. Okay. The reason that it could retry, there's two parts to the code. There's the public part and the secret part. And so we know if it exists by the public part, and we know if it's used correctly by the secret part. That's our issue here. Oh, hello, welcome. Feel free to tell me who you are, where you're from, what your interest is, what brought you to the channel today. I would love to know. I like having a little bit of chat. Also, feel free to ask me questions. I am doing some work, so I can't, don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but I'll be happy to answer a little bit here and there as I can. Okay, wordsmithing is a hard thing. It's just, if you got a suggestion for this, be my guest. Okay, I'm going to read it to myself one more time, or maybe two more times. The verification code isn't valid. It may be expired. It may be expired. May not exist or be expired. Or you may have tried too many incorrect codes. And then it's not quite the enhance your calm, because enhance your calm is for things that if you stop doing it, you can do it again. Enhance your calm is you're doing that too much. If you do it less, it will succeed. But once you've had too many attempts on a code, the code expires. Okay, that's good enough for now. Let me just double check on here that, yeah, no linter errors, because I want to make sure that I spelled this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Only 2? I thought there was 3 places. I guess the third place is where invalid code just makes sense. Oh, whoops, and I don't want that there, I don't think. Good thing I saw that. I don't even know what that would mean. Huh. Interesting. Exchange. Huh. So wait. Where am I doing this? Attempts? Attempt counter? Okay, why don't we do the attempt counter here in the exchange? It's because in the exchange, they're just waiting for it to be verified. They're not trying to verify it. So this is the idea. There's actually I guess 3 parts to the code. There's this public part, there's the receipt, and then there's the secret, which is the code itself. So there's the ID, the receipt, and the secret. And you can use the ID and the receipt or the ID and the secret to check the status of the code. And then you can use the ID and the receipt. You can use the ID and the code, which is the secret, to verify the code, to finalize it, to redeem it. And then you can use the ID and the receipt if the process is in 2 different places. If it starts in one place and gets finished in another, on the original device you can use the receipt to exchange the receipt for the code, or for the verification for the token once it's been verified. Yeah, go ahead. There you are. You're welcome. Hmm? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So yeah, all that looks good. Glad I looked again because I saw something that would have just caused it to crash, I suppose. All right. So we added redeemed. Want to be really careful here. Make sure that this is all good because I'm going to publish a new version of this based on what we have here. Do we want to delete attempts for that? I think we do because that's what we were doing before. I don't really remember how I had the attempts logic set up, but the attempts is just keeping track. So if you're using the ID with random codes, trying to fish for the secret that gets you back the login token is one of the use cases, or the password reset token. If you're trying to fish for it, we have the expiration, and then we also have a limited number of attempts that you can make. And then the code becomes invalid and you'd have to get a new one via email and all that. So anyway. Just meticulously making sure these few lines of changes are correct. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me go update the README. So I put little tests in the code, and so sometimes I run the code just to make sure there's no syntax errors or anything obvious. And then I put little tests at the bottom of the code that do something. And in this one, it doesn't have a test per se, but it does spit out all of the codes. Okay, this one was retry, invalid, redeemed. Okay, so that's what we changed those to. I kind of want these in alphabetical order-ish. I guess it doesn't matter that much. So, and this code is wrong. This should say, yeah, a couple of these are wrong. What this should be is E session invalid, and this should be E unverified OIDC. I don't think anybody else is using this code yet. I don't think that's come up. And I think I should just go ahead and fix session invalid right now. And then I'll put that in a change log and just make sure everybody's got it that is using this. Yeah, because I want the E prefix, I don't know, I guess it's not necessary. It's kind of a Unix convention. It's a little bit redundant. I wouldn't argue with somebody that said, hey, you just drop the E. If they felt strongly about it, I could be down, excuse me, with that, perhaps. And then I guess, do we want these in alphabetical order? I think we do. That would be logical to put them in a predictable order. And they're almost there as is. The developer error would, okay, the developer error is a different category of error, so I'm okay with it being at the bottom rather than being in the middle. Okay, so I like that, and then I'll just go ahead and check out, let me just check out all the errors we got here. Let me see if there's anything else here that looks particularly wrong. So this one, definitely, we should swap this around while we're doing these error code updates. And let's just go ahead and move that one down. And then session invalid. That should go there. And then I guess I'm going to have to figure out where I use those. I'm going to have to fix that. So it's a little cascading. Let me just do this. Do the smart thing. Unverified OIDC. Boop. OIDC. Boop. Unverified. Whoops. Unverified. Boop. And then star.js lib star.star. Actually, probably star.star should be fine. Oh, whoops. I meant to do SD, not RG. There we go. That should work. And then what was the other one? Session invalid. It's hard. It's hard to remember to do things as a programmer, not as a reader of books. Because in English, we tend to put our decorators, which is kind of weird. I think most languages, maybe not most, but certainly many languages, put the decorators after. So the most important thing comes first rather than the embellishment. You get the meat first, and then you get the salad. So session is what's important. Invalid is, session is the class of error. Invalid is the specific error. Oh, interesting. Oops. Typing things wrong. Okay, that did not work at all. Why not? Let's see. invalid session. Oh, this is why. Got extra stuff at the end there that didn't need to be there. Okay, let me go check the other one, see if that was the same. Probably shouldn't matter, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those anyway. All right, now what happens when we look at this? Let me look at my cached errors, because I should probably do this first. Yeah. Okay, kind of, I don't know, feature, bug fix. This is kind of a breaking feature. Refactor, maybe? Let's call it refactor. Split eCode invalid with eCode. What was that one? We just got redeemed. Sure, that's gonna work out okay. Balut, balut. And then I am using fish, so I don't get weird errors when I have an exclamation mark in my commit message, but it's better to use single quotes for commit messages, except that sometimes you end up with apostrophes inside a commit message. I don't remember. All right. So let me look at this again, and we should see very little change here. Some doc updates. And then this was all automated, so everything should be replaced equally well. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to call this refactor rescope error codes. Yeah. Hey, so I got 2 comments here from Technologique. Congrats on the baby. Oh, and you're expecting one too. What is it, a boy or a girl? And how many do you have? This was my second. So now we have 1 boy, 1 girl. And everything went really well. We even were able to convince the nurse and the pediatrician that we did not need to be there any longer, because they have this point system where if certain things happen, it adds points, and if you get so many points, they want to keep you for observation. But without going into the details, the things that happened were very linear. One caused the other, and they were very well known and well understood. So if you just look at the point scale, you'd say, oh, something's going on, there might be a risk. But if you actually observe it as one individual rather than as 10 different nurses inputting things into a computer, then you'd be able to clearly see, oh, this led to that and that led to this. These things are all a natural progression. So we were able to explain that to the nurse, who wasn't quite convinced, but explained to the pediatrician, and he's like, yeah, y'all get out of here. So we were able to leave a little bit early. And then so Ultra Half asks, what is the -- cache for? And I'll go over that in just a second. Actually, maybe it would be best to go over it right now. Let me copy this line. So if you do a get status, you will see that some things are in green. These are staged, and some things are potentially in, well, these are untracked. But if I was to make another change, say, for example, let's say I was going to delete lib session and I did status, you would see staged and not staged. So if I did a get diff, you would only see the things that are not staged, the ones that are in red. So I just deleted that file, right? But if I do get diff cached, then you see the things that are staged. So it's kind of weird, because it seems that it should have been -- staged, and maybe that would work too. Maybe I'm just using it out of, Okay, it may be that the new term for this is actually staged rather than cached. Yeah, I think that's it. I think staged is the correct term, and I'm using cached because I'm from ye olden times. Anyway, I can do a git checkout of lib session, and it will check it out from what is staged. And so now if I do git status again, we'll see that everything is there. And then I'll just go ahead. Oh no, crapola. Where was the... I had my perfectly written commit message, and I thought I had it in my copy buffer, because for a moment I did. And then I got rid of it. Oh well, I remember what it was, I think. We'll say rescope error codes. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to grab these two commit messages, and then I'm going to go over to main, and I'm going to do, we'll call this ch.sh, and I'm just going to go cherry pick these real quick. So git cherry pick, and I need to cherry pick them in reverse order. So because the logs show in one order, but to replay them, I need to do it in the other order. So I'm just going to cherry pick those. Oh, cherry pick is not possible because you have unmerged files. Wait. Modified. Let's see. Did I cherry pick those in the right order? Git cherry pick abort. Let me just go check out, what was it? Refactor. I'm going to look at those. Log. So this one. So 7.8 happens first, then 3CB happens next. Let me go check that out. 7.8 happens first. Okay, well, let's just take a look and see what happens if I try to apply this. What doesn't it like? Lib errors, both are modified. Where? Here? Code invalid. Okay, so... Oh. Because we wanted to let... I don't remember which one's correct here. It looks as though this is correct and this is not correct. But if that refactoring hasn't happened yet with the create function, whoops, it looks like it has. Maybe it hasn't though. Okay, well if that hasn't happened, then I can go try and see where that came from, but it really isn't that important to get the right message. Let's see, where else have we changed? I'm just kind of curious now. Let me look at git blame and see what is the commit message where, say this line, for example, 7.8. Now that one doesn't count because that's one I just changed. Let's go look at another one. 843b. Which one is that? Git log. That's me. Okay, so we got some bumps here. Earlier errors. So I think this might be appropriate. Let me go check this out. Check out main, git log. No? What is the diff between main and this? Updated some documentation. Yeah, okay, updated the error messages. I don't know. I'm just going to do something for fun here. Well, I'm going to check out the GitHub one. I'm pretty sure that will apply here just fine. Yep, it does. And so then I can check out refactor, and then I can git rebase GitHub, and that's going to go just fine. And then I can go back to the GitHub one, and then I can rebase-I, let's say 20. It looked like there was quite a few back there. Where's the whip? Oh, okay, right here. So we could probably move those. And then that fix up we could fold in. And we could probably fold all of these in. So I'm happy to say do we have anything else here? Feature add GitHub. Yeah, so I'd be ready to reword this and then just fold these in. And I wonder how many other things have been going on in this branch. This is too long of a lived branch. Needs to die. And then this also, I would actually move. Restructure errors. Yeah, I'd probably structure it this way. Let's see if this works. It might work. Let's say significant updates to GitHub profile. Yeah, there we go. Cool. I like that. I'm willing to push it. FU origin GitHub. And then let's check out refactor and then take a look at the log. I think, if I'm not mistaken, rescope error codes. The only thing here that we need that makes this different from the other one yeah, I think if I did a checkout-b refactor 2 and I did a git cherry pick of that commit, I bet there's no difference between these two branches. Oh, there is a little bit. Interesting. Wait, how? Significant. Oh. So somehow I dropped a commit. Oh, I know how I dropped it. I know exactly how I dropped it. Because I didn't include it. That's how I dropped it. Okay. All right, good. That's what I thought. So I'm just going to drop the refactor. And FU origin refactor. Okay. Well, with that, actually, again, I'm being pedantic here. This is kind of stupid that I'm even bothering with this, but I just want to put that there. That's the better place for it. And then if I rebase on GitHub, it should work just fine. And then I can push this up. And then I think I want to tag this as, what am I up to here? If I look at the log, we're at pre-3. I kind of want to, because of the nature of the changes, I'm actually going to bump this up to, we're just going to bump that there. Because it's 2. We're just skip 2. We're just going to go straight to 0.3. Or wait, 4.0. Because this is technically a breaking change. So I'm going to call that as such. And we'll do beta v0 14.0 pre.1 bump. And then let me do the tag. Git tag, right? Yep. Git push. Git push tags and then npm publish tag beta. There we go. Now, basically, you just need to know, if you just learn how to use rebase, that's really one of the few commands you need to know. Check out, rebase. Just about everything can be done with either rebase or reset. You can do cherry picks with rebase. You can do a reset with rebase. Cherry pick says don't replay all of these commits. Just grab cherry pick. Just cherry pick these couple of commits. And rebase allows you to reorder commits. So you check out a feature branch and you rebase from master so that you resolve any conflicts before anything goes anywhere. You can order your commits the way that's logical and makes sense. So for example, sometimes you saw me do this. There's a bug fix. And so you take the bug fix and you fold it into the previous feature. So that instead of having 10 bug fix commits in your feature branch, you just fold it all into the one feature. And if there's 2 or 3 features in there, you can just reorder the features and fold the bug fixes in. And so then, and it doesn't really matter. I do like to have clean messages that are meaningful. I think that does matter. And it is nicer if you have fewer commits that, because I do tons of whip commits when I'm not ready to test something. But sometimes I'll take a huge, maybe 30 whip commits and just fold it down into, this whole thing was adding this feature. So with the Bliss blog, the thing that I got to do there is it's not useful to add the GitHub login until this bunch of other things are available, right? So it's not just that I want the commit history to be small, but it's literally, I have to have the syncing logic has to be in there in order for the GitHub logic to make any sense. So I could just squash the GitHub part down to add ability to log in with GitHub. It's not meaningful, but that would make, one commit, squash 10 work in progress commits down to 1. And then with this syncing stuff, really, it's almost entirely new functionality. There is a little bit of refactoring I did that I wish I could pull out, and we'll see if I can, because I might spend 15 minutes or something on that to see if I can get the refactoring of the main code base to be isolated from all the features that have been added in. But at the end of the day, I'm a little bit too pedantic about my Git commits. I would say if you've got 30 commits that just say made progress, rebase, and then fold all of those commits into just one commit that says something meaningful. But I definitely would say that I've become a little too pedantic about my Git commits and just language in general. But language is important. It's important that things are communicative and meaningful, and you find out when that breaks down. I asked a question on Twitter and on a couple of Discord and Slack groups today, and from the responses I got, I found out, oh, my question was poorly formed. It didn't make sense. Anyway. Okay, so this is published now, and I need to figure out what's breaking changes in here. And I think if I look at it, it's going to be, okay, refactor. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. Feature, refactor. The type linting didn't break anything. So I put refactor if I'm moving around code to clean it up. I put refactor exclamation mark if it's likely that I broke anything. So right now I need to tell a couple of people, hey, here's what version 0.14 is going to do that you need to be aware of. And one of these refactors, this one, significant updates to GitHub profile OAuth 2 object, that could actually, the only reason I left that is because I already published a version. So even though it was a beta version, that's already been published. And so I try not to mess with too many things that already have a tag on them. Once it gets a tag on it, it's kind of hold that in place because now the history is important. So that's why that refactor is that way. But this right here, I can pretty much just go to the GitHub branch. I can create that diff, and it's a very simple explanation of what changed. I think just the documentation is actually good enough. I think if I could just link to that change, that's good enough. Or I can just say, here up top it tells me what the change is. It doesn't matter what branch a person's on. I can be on main, which doesn't even have these commits. If I do git diff and I paste those commits, that is the message that needs to be given. So I think I'm going to try to link to this on the project site. Let me see if github.com. I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing with GitHub because I don't like GitHub. And this is not true. If we go over, it was just, I think my buddy had used Axios for something and he committed it into the package.json. So says there's vulnerabilities, but there's not really any vulnerabilities. And it's only a regex thing that isn't used anyway. So, all right, let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is quite a few commits all in all. Okay, so what I really want to say is it's just this right here. I just need a more concise way to say this. Okay, what am I going to do here? This is what I'm going to do. All right, so retry didn't change. Invalid is different. Do we have, doesn't show that. Redeemed. These are the same. Yeah, I'm going to put it in its new order. So this is a minus, this is a plus. Maybe I will just leave that in there. Diff. I don't know why developers use Slack. Why do developers use Slack? Why would you use Slack when you could be using Discord? if you're a developer. See, no longer triggers on previously verified codes. Replaces code invalid for previously verified codes. Only for non-existent, invalid, expired. Wait. So this is only for and tried too many times. There we go. I'm going to go send this to my buddy. And let him know that this is part of the change log. Let's see, that one is fine. Oh, that didn't work out. Stupid formatting. And I can't see comments right now because I'm looking at the screen where the comments would normally be. But I'll see them in just a second. Okay, I need to send that to him, and I got something to send to somebody else as well. It's really important that he see this. Well, I said important. I shouldn't use the word important. Small, because it's up to the person receiving information to decide if it's important. It's not up to the person sending information to decide how important it is. So what I can be is descriptive rather than prescriptive. Small breaking change to auth 3000 error codes. So code redeemed is new. The others are just renamed. Is new and takes over the responsibility. Takes over some responsibility of what code invalid was doing. The others are just renamed. There we go. That's descriptive. Okay. Oh, there are no new comments. So that's that. Oh, but hey, by the way, those of you joining in, hello, welcome. I'm AJ. What's your name? We like to be kind and friendly here on the channel, so feel free to introduce yourself and tell me, what brought you here or what your interest is in watching along right now. Okay, so I got that done. I do need to pull this in. Well, we got this published. I need to pull it into the dev server. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an issue for this. and I'm going to close it out. I'm going to change to error codes for v0.14. And I'm going to copy the message that I sent to my buddy. That was the best message, because Slack just sucks, you know? It formats things terribly. So I'm going to go ahead and submit the issue, and then I'm going to close it out, and then I'm going to link that over here into Slack so that it's there. Okay, cool. And get rid of the preview, because the preview is useless, because it's not formatting it correctly. Instead, it's trying to jam all these things together, which doesn't make any sense. And I guess I could do one better here, because I could take that away, take that, and take that, because that's what these are. They're split in this way. And I'm going to do that over here, so the communication is complete. Okay, there we go. Communication is good. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. What's the next thing that I need to do? I don't think I need to do anything else in there. I think I just need to bring this over and make sure that shouldn't break anything. I think the error code's there. Well, the session invalid, that I could see potentially breaking something, because I switched it from invalid session to session invalid, which is the appropriate name for it. That's nothing important. Let me just bring this over here. There we go. And I probably already have this open 10 different places. What branch are we on right now? I was afraid of that. What have we? Oh, crap. Oh, this is all the stuff that was in progress. So my wife went into labor on Monday, and this is all the stuff that was in progress there. So I don't want to mess with that right now. I'm instead going to go into here. Let's see. And let's see, can we check out? Yeah, we're on master. This should be clean. Yeah, it's clean. And so let's see, what do I need to do here? Get checkout. Maybe I can check out staging. If this clobbers, that's okay. All right. So can we rebase from master? Should be able to. Yeah, okay, great. Excellent. So in this case, I'm going to take this commit. I'm gonna go over to AJ. Let's check that one out. Whoops. It's probably gonna have some conflicts. No, it rebased everything just perfectly. Great. Okay, so the only thing that, but I need to. Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna put this in two places. I'm gonna make this commit twice. So because it's probably not gonna go cleanly, and that's just fine. So auth 3000 should now be 14.0.1. And then we should run npm install, which should update. I'm so confused. I still cannot figure out how to use npm install update and a couple of those others correctly, because they don't do the thing that they say. Oh, yeah. So the GameCube videos, responding to comments, the GameCube videos are somewhat of a fluke. I just couldn't find good information out there. And then I made a couple videos that got 10,000 views. And that was, you know, that's not really what I do, you know. I don't know what it is that I do, but it's not really GameCube. I was learning some video editing skills, and I had fun with it. And I was really frustrated. I actually started on those videos probably 2 years ago. It was before Link's Awakening came out on the Switch. I started on them, and I had a bunch of scripts and da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Will I do videos on how to stream homebrew files from PC to the GameCube? I don't even know what that would mean. So first of all, you'd have to have the broadband adapter, right? And so that's going to put you, what, $200 in the hole for something that only exists for one game. As far as I'm aware, the Phantasy Star Online, I think that's what it is the only game that uses the broadband adapter. And you can't even get knockoff broadband adapters. So let me just check on eBay here. So the idea of streaming homebrew from a PC, I just don't think it's practical. I would have to ask, what is your other than that it's cool. It'd be, if you have one, really cool. But other than that, why would you do it? But I'm searching broadband GameCube. Okay, only $100. So if you get it from Japan right now on eBay, $100, $130 if you miss on the good deal. Yeah. So here's the thing. I just don't know why that'd be useful other than coolness, because you can put everything on the SD card. Sorry for people that are here for the programming, but I'm interested in answering this question, having a little bit of this discussion too. But yeah, I just give me a reason other than coolness factor, because I just don't see it as being practical. And if you could make and also I'm not going to spend $100 to buy a broadband adapter. If I was still in that, because I'm ADHD, so I hyper focus on things. If I'm working on a project, I'll work on it for a month and I can't think about anything else sometimes. But so if I was still in the mode of really being excited about the GameCube, maybe I would spend $100 on a broadband adapter. But no. But I imagine it wouldn't be hard. I imagine you take the broadband adapter, you stick it in, you plug it into your network. It may be, sometimes the reason there's no good documentation for something is that it's so simple. When people finally figure it out, they don't go write documentation because they have an oh duh moment, right? Now, I would suggest for you, if you have one of those oh duh moments, please, if nothing else, I don't know how much of a coder you are or whatever, but go to gist.github.com. This is basically the world's most popular blog site, mini blog. Just go here and write up what you did. So I'm gonna put that in here. Gist. So, but it's not going to be fast. Here's the thing: you're looking at. No, you're better off with the SD card. The SD card is going to be faster because the broadband adapter is only going to be 10 megabit, which means about 1 megabyte per second. The bus speed on the SD card is much faster than that. But anyway, if you do figure it out, please, if you have an oh duh moment, just put out the title, whatever it is you've been searching for, how to stream ISOs from the broadband adapter with Swiss. Put the title and then just say what you did. I bought the broadband adapter. I got a network switch. I plugged it in. I went into the settings on Swiss. I told it to get an automatic DHCP address, or I put in a manual address, which might be what you need to do. And then I had Windows Samba server turned on. They don't call it Samba on Windows. That's what everybody else calls it for Windows file sharing. But I turned on Windows file sharing and set my username and password to Joe Blow, and it has to only be 8 characters for the password, and it can't have any special characters in it. That's what I found with Windows file sharing, is if you have a password that is secure, that's over 8 characters, or that has a space or an exclamation mark or something like that in it, the Windows file sharing won't work. That's been my experience. Maybe if it's Windows to Windows rather than Windows to Linux or Mac to Linux or that sort of thing, maybe it would work. But anyway, when you figure it out, just try to let other people know, and then maybe make a short video where you just talk through it. Okay, with that said, I'm going to get back to the code. All right, so for the code, so npm update, I have no idea what it does. I've never been able to get it to actually update a package lock. npm install doesn't obey the package lock, only npm CI does. It's just so confusing the way this stuff ends up working out. And then can I do, I think for this is all I want to do. I just want to git add package and then I'm going to say this is bug fix update. This is kind of a feature, maybe feature. I don't know. Update auth 3000 for new error codes. Okay. And then let me just see what it's talking about. npm audit. Sometimes it gives the dumbest. Node box SDK. I seriously want to go to the Node box SDK and just do a pull request. Oh, I wonder, did they finally get this done? I wonder what the Node box SDK 2.0 is. Because really what they need to do is they just need to get rid of request. And there's a slight chance that that could break something in subtle ways. Well, it's more than slight. Request is really janky, which is why I made @root request, which is really simple, but it does follow what request does. Okay, can I see version 2.0 came out when? I'm glad that they got flagged, and it probably, let me check their dependencies. Can I check 12 dependencies? That is 12 too many. Types, okay, types, first of all, types go into dev dependencies. I don't know why they would have these in dependencies. That doesn't make sense. This is a validation library. Bluebird is completely unnecessary. That should be an optional peer dependency. JSON Web Token kind of makes sense. Merge options kind of makes sense. Promise queue probably does not make sense. It's probably something really stupid, such as a for each async proxy agent and request. No, these are bad. Stop doing it. Get rid of these. So what I want to know is what's the difference? Do we have a changelog? Changelog. Seriously? Is there a changelog in the Git repository? Do we have a commit message? We probably have at least have a commit message. Let's see what it says. Please tell me it doesn't just say v2.0. Seriously? Oh, okay. It may be. Holy crap. How is this possible? So change the lock file version. Let's just refresh. This is killing the tab. Did anything else happen? Can we get a summary of v2.0? I'm just going to check issues and see. Somebody's got to have said, hey, what's the difference here? v2.0.0. Nope. 2.0.0. Nope. Okay, when was this change made? Was this today? 2 days ago. Bug question. What's in v2.0.0? Yeah, I don't have any of that. Is there a change log or an explanation of what might break when upgrading to v2.0.0? Let's see. Let's see if there is a changelog. Changelog. There is a changelog. Oh, drop support for Node 6.7. Bump proxy agent. Okay, that's great. That's relatively small. Okay, there is a changelog. Good. It just isn't referenced in the README. I'm gonna see if I can become a contributor to this. Watch me, nay. Where's my? They're going to make me shrink the page a little bit before they give me the... No? Oh, I have to click on this now? Whatever. Okay, I'm just going to put down here contribution. We got license, copyright license. Let's do here change log. C. Dun, 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 dun. Changelog.md. Docs link to changelog.md for npm. From npm, there's no clear way to view the changelog from npm, which is where most searches will lead, since you just bumped to v 2.0. Thought it might help others like myself to get to the necessary information faster. And for those finding this comment via a search for 2.0, yes, it's a small breaking, let's see, it's a small breaking change, removing Node v 6.0 support to fix a security vuln. Cool. All right. And I'm done with that. Oh, no. Oh, flippity-doo. I hate it when they have these things. I hate it so much. You know, you have to, let me agree to the CLA. It's open. I mean, it's just, no, I've not read the CLA. No, I don't care. All I want to do is help you with the documentation. Why are you making me jump through hoops to do this? Okay, good. Whatever. Okay, let me go back over here. Well, hello and welcome. I think we got some new people. Looks like maybe. Feel free to tell me what is up. What are you up to? What brings you here? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? And also, you know, as everybody's coming and going, thumbs up if you got them, thumbs down if you don't, because every thumb has every thumb helps. And if you, man, I'm just all, two left tongues. That's what I got going on. But if you like what you like, you get more of what you like. So like what you like. And if you want to subscribe and watch more of these things, just hit the bell for personalized recommendations so that you get the good stuff. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, let me get out of there. All right, so I do feel comfortable in upgrading to Box 2.0. In fact, I'm going to go check out master, and I'm going to npm install save, what is it, Box Node SDK at 2. And then I'm going to see if I can rebase that up and yada, 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 yada. All right, and then what am I at for Node version here? I think we got to 16. Yeah, we did. And I might as well, let's see, Node and then npm install -g. What do we need? Uglify JS, JS hint, prettier TypeScript. There we go. Boodaloop, boodaloop. Good, we're on 16.10 now. Wonderful. And I got my tools updated. Let's just go to 16. And run this one more time just so it goes through its stuff. Updates the package package lock and such. I'm just checking some messages real quick. Blah. Okay. All right. Back over here. So with that, what are we looking at? And then now when we do npm audit, we're good, right? Good. Security. Update box node SDK. Drop node v6 support, whatever. Transitive dependency vuln. When you got your top engineers on the job, don't rely on other people's code. If there's one thing Microsoft and Apple and, well, basically every big company gets right, it's that they write their own code. They don't use other people's crap. That's one of the funny things about open source is this weird ecosystem where the crap floats to the top. little floaty turds. If the library you're using is the most popular one, I can almost guarantee you it's the worst option that you could use, has the most security vulnerabilities, is not performant. It's funny, but Microsoft and Facebook and Google, they all get that. They all get that they can't have the liability of other people's security vulnerabilities, especially because most of the things that you're using, they're not complex, And if we could somehow get a collective of reviewed code, if we started paying, so imagine this. Imagine as a developer, you pay $99 a year. And I don't know that contractors would probably like this. I don't know the average developer, but you pay $99 a year. And you get code that's actually cared for, not this open source crap that's just dropped out there in the open to be a floaty turd, but code that has actually gone through security reviews, that's kept up to date, that isn't wantonly changed just for the sake of, oh, there's some new feature, let me go refactor my code to use that feature even though it doesn't need it, so that it breaks backwards compatibility without adding anything that it didn't do before. That's a rant for another day, I suppose. Anyway, this looks good, right? So, yep. We're going to push that up. Oh, I don't know that I wanted to push that AJ branch up, but that's okay. So now we're going to check out AJ. We're going to rebase master. Merge conflicts and package lock, whatever. Let's just get rid of it. And then run npm install. And then we'll add whatever the result is. Honestly, that's probably what I ought to do anyway. Here's what we're going to do. Git rebase abort. We're going to go over to master. I'm going to delete the package lock. I'm going to run npm install. I just deleted it. How can you tell me it was created with an old version? Oh, okay. And that did nothing. Okay. Cool. So that means it's all good. So yeah, we're going to rebase master. And then I'm going to remove the package lock. I'm going to run npm install. And then I'll add that. And then I might have to do that again. It'll be fine if I do. Okay, so we're going to get rid of node modules. Yeah, base tag. Oh, this is it right here. Okay, I wonder what this was. Okay, that looks like... Oh, yeah, I gotta do that. The workaround, of course, was... voting again for at. I guess I could just in my fork I could do that. Oops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so let's see, get status. What? There we go. Okay, what is it complaining about? Again, package lock. Dinner time already! And so it is. All right, I'll be there in just a minute. Indeed, it is dinner time. Let me just make sure. Wait, no, I want to install that. Did it just give me that error again and I just didn't? Yeah, it did. It gave me that error again. Okay. So I'll do that, and I'll do this. Just a minute, sweetie. Okay, cool. So FU origin, AJ. Get checkout staging, get rebase master, get cherry pick, yada yada, of course. And just delete this, and then npm install. Rm this one, npm install this one. And then I should be able to add that and then continue whatever, it'll be fine. Git cherry pick continue. And all right, and I'll let my colleagues know. Let's see. Push the error code changes to staging. And I have them locally in my feature branch. I'll get that into master once we've tested it. All right, cool. Well, that's that, and I am off for dinner. So thanks for joining in. Really appreciate those of you that had comments and conversation. I really do enjoy it. I thank you very much. And it turns out you can actually have asynchronous conversation. If you're watching the old video and making comments in the chat, I can actually, we've done a little bit before where we've managed to work in real time, even though the person is in the prior part of the video. Through the magic of the chat. Anyway, so thanks for joining in. I'm gonna go. Thumbs up if you got them. Thumbs down if you don't, because every thumb helps. If you like what you like, you get more of what you like. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell for personalized notifications. Check the doobly-doo for all the things, including links to related and unrelated stuff. With all of that said, adios.